Hello everyone, I welcome you all to my channel Revealing Concepts. In today's class, we would be learning, this is the part 2 of the topic volcanoes, जहाँ पे we are going to see the intrusive landforms that have been formed due to volcanic eruptions. Based on the different types of volcanic eruptions, in the last video we did see the extrusive landforms. If you try to recall what is an extrusive landform, it is basically the landform that is formed on the surface of the earth due to volcanic eruptions. So when the magma in the form of volcanic eruption erupts and comes up to the surface of the earth, when it solidifies to form a rocky surface, it is called as an intrusive landforms. But when we talk about the extrusive landform, and here we are going to learn about the intrusive landforms. As the name suggests, it has the word intrusive in it. So it means that these are the landforms that would be formed in the interior of the earth, that is under the crust. Abhi, this is the interior of the earth, this is the earth's crust. This is the magma chamber, and the magma tries to come up to the surface of the earth. Now what happens is, when it tries to come up to the surface of the earth through this vertical vent which we have seen in the previous video, there are cracks, or we can see there are faults in the interior of the earth as well, which is connecting to these vents. So there are cracks we can see in the interior of the earth through which the magma seeps into these vents, or seeps into these faults, or seeps into these cracks. So तभी क्या होता है that whenever the magma tries to come up to the surface of the earth, when it meets these cracks or faults in the interior of the earth, the magma also tries to pass through these cracks or faults. It seeps into these cracks or faults and it solidifies over there, leading to the formation of rocks. Eventually, these leads to the formation of various landforms in the interior of the earth. Now, how do we know about these intrusive landforms that are there in the interior of the earth? ये कहाँ पे form होते हैं? Interior में form होते हैं. How do we know about it? Can we see them? Of course, we can see them because of the phenomena called as soil erosion. So soil erosion is the phenomena due to which we get to know that there are even landforms that are formed in the interior of the earth due to volcanic eruptions. As I told you, since the top layer of the soil gets eroded, और ऐसा कर करके actually we get to know it after a very long period of time, because soil erosion is a very slow process. So over the years, when the bottom layer comes up to the surface due to soil erosion, तब हम लोग को पता चलता है कि there are landforms that are even formed in the interior of the earth due to the volcanic eruptions. So how do we know about it? The answer for this is soil erosion. Now, whenever volcanic eruption takes place, magma is there. Magma either goes into the faults that are there in the interior of the earth, and it comes up to the surface in the form of lava. So जब magma interior में solidify होता है तो intrusive landforms मिलते हैं, और magma जब top surface पे आके lava के form में आता है, and when it solidifies over there, we get extrusive landforms. So what are these landforms? Basically formation of rocks only. So whenever this volcanic eruption leads to the formation of surface rocks, we call them as volcanic rocks. So जो surface पे rocks होते हैं, जो lava की वजह से form होते हैं, उनको volcanic rocks कहते हैं. Similarly, the rocks that are formed in the interior of the earth, they are called as the plutonic rocks. What are they called? Plutonic rocks. So if the term comes in exam, what is plutonic rocks? These are the interior rocks, or the rocks that are formed in the interior of the earth due to volcanic eruptions. Or volcanic rocks are basically the surface rocks. Now these plutonic rocks are responsible for formation of landforms, which are called as the intrusive landforms. And one such example of plutonic rocks and the landform that is formed because of these rocks is the Karnataka Plateau. Now Karnataka Plateau is a plateau which is an example of intrusive landform जो plutonic rock से बने हैं, and उसके अंदर जो material हमें मिलता है, it is of granite. So these are basically granite rocks that are there in the Karnataka plateau. So when you try to dig up the plateau, you get granite rocks over there. So this was about intrusive landforms. Now these there are different types of landforms that are formed in the interior of the earth, and these have been shown in this particular image or diagram. So if you see, this is your vent, we can say the magma vent through which the magma comes up to the surface. तो ये basically पूरा जो scenario है, this is taking place in the interior of the earth. This is your crust, बाकी सब जो है वो interior of the earth में हो रहा है. So depending upon the different shapes, we are actually giving them the names. So here first we have this, which is a vertical kind of landform that has been formed. तो क्या होता है कि एक thick layer of material solidify हो जाता है and which is vertical. So it's like this, vertical ऐसा straight to upwards. So if you see, it is vertical in nature and such landform is called as dike. So dike is a landform which is vertical in nature. Now, if you try to understand the shape of this one, the next landform, it is in the wave form. If you all remember the sinusoidal wave, the sine wave, we have the crests and the troughs. So here if you see, this part is called as the anticline and this part is called as the syncline, and together this type of landform is called as phacholith. So ये type of ऐसा अगर shape का कोई rock बनता है उसको phacholith कहते हैं. Vertical के case में it's called as dike. Similarly, we have a cave-like shape which is called as, of course, the concave shape of it. This type of landform or rock is called as lopolith. So dike, phacholith, which is in the form of wave, concave shape वाला जो है उसको लोपोलिथ कहते हैं. Similarly, we have horizontal type of landform or rocks that are formed, or we call this as sill. So sill is the fourth one. Also, we have a large dome-like structure. So concave के opposite में we have convex, but now there are two. One is small one and the other one is the bigger one. So this large dome-like structure, which is in the convex shape, it is called as batholith, and that of a small dome is called as laccolith. So if the question comes out of laccolith and batholith, which is the larger one, it is the batholith, and batholith is the largest of all these landforms. So you know, these are the different types of rock formations that takes place, shape depending upon the shape that takes place in the interior of the earth. ये shape depend करता है depends upon the type of or the shape of the fault that is there in the interior of the earth. अगर fault एक vertical shape का है तो उसको dike कहते हैं. Wave form का है जिसमें anticline and syncline है तो उसको phacholith कहते हैं. If it is in the form of concave shape, it is called as lopolith. Large dome is batholith. छोटा सा dome is called as laccolith. And if you have an horizontal shape, it is called as sill. So these are the different landforms, that is the intrusive landforms that are found in the interior of the earth. So in today's video, we started with the second classification of the landforms that are formed, which is the intrusive landforms. We understood what exactly is intrusive landforms, कैसे form होते हैं, and how do we know about it because of soil erosion. Then we saw कि ये दोनों types of rocks जो surface पे बनते हैं और interior में बनते हैं उनको क्या कहते हैं, volcanic and plutonic respectively. An example of this is the Karnataka plateau, and then we moved on to see the different types of landforms depending upon the shapes that are there in the interior of the earth. So with this we come to the end of today's video, and the topic for volcano is also ended with this video. So I hope you all have understood. If you haven't understood, please rewind and see the video. If you have liked the video, please share it with your friends, with your cousins, and please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much and see you soon in the next video.